What do you do when they don't want you to win? That's a good one. When they don't want you to win, I'll tell you what you don't do. You don't give up, right? You don't sit down. You don't take a break, right? We hit pause, but we don't hit the stop button, right? You can't give up, right? You can't stop because they don't want you to win. That has to be a reason why you do something about it, right? I remember when I was working at this company called HSBC, right? Maybe nobody else remembers it, but I know I remember it because it was done to me. I remember every single day at a certain point, I was a top performer, and I remember every single day this dude would, this old guy, his name was John. He was probably about 65 years old at the time. And every single day that I would walk in, John would scream to the top of his lungs, because I would wear a suit, you know, shirt and tie to work, even on casual days, right? And John would scream to the top of his lungs. He would say, "Look at Demetrius, all dressed up, going nowhere." Now, again, what do you do when they don't want you to win? Now, John didn't want me to win. That's clear, right? Every single day I walked in and he screamed it to the top of his lungs. This is weeks in the making. He was doing this week after week after week, every single day. But what did I do? I used that. I used John as a reason. I already had my inspiration. I was self-motivated regardless. But the reason why I excelled, and he pushed me, his words and that announcement every single day I went into work, it pushed me to a level that I wouldn't have been pushed. He was like the lighter fluid. But what I see too often, somebody says, "Nah, they give you that energy, they give you that vibe, like, yo, you're not gonna be able to do it, and I'm gonna make sure, I'm gonna be as negative as I can be to you. I'm going to distract you from doing whatever it is that you want to do. I'm going to make your life a living hell to make sure that this thing that you want to accomplish is not accomplished." What do you do when they don't want you to win? I'm telling you. You cannot sit down. You cannot take a break. You cannot soak in your sorrows. That is the time where you have an audience. You have an audience of people that don't want you to win. But again, the key is you have to be self-motivated first. You have to be self-motivated. Because if you're not self-motivated, and if you're only doing this to prove somebody wrong. See, the thing with John was, I was already a performer before John started doing this. And I guess as I started to progress, and as that compound effect started kicking in, my results started to be a reflection of what John wanted to do. A lot of the times, when they don't want you to win, they don't want you to win because they don't want to see you. They fear that if you go to the next level, it's going to put them on the hot seat. But what they don't understand is you're not even concerned about them. I'm telling you guys, some of y'all have given up on a business that you started or in a book that you wanted to write. And you know why you didn't want to write the book? You didn't want to write the book. You gave up. You let them tell you not to write the book because they said you're not... Who are you to write a book? Who are you to start a business? And you know what you started doing? You started to think about all the reasons why you're not the person that should be writing a book. You're not the person that should be starting a business. So you know what you do then, right? You may write the book. You may. But you go back to my book, right? Silver Dollar ebook. I talk about the extensive research and study that I did prior to writing my book on the summit of Mount Everest. Right? And what I learned about, and I talked about in the book, which you should really go pick up, Silver Dollar ebook, put the forward by Les Brown, right? What I learned is that 85% of the people who die on Mount Everest die on their way down. Why do they? Now you may say, well, how do they die on their way down? They reached the highest peak in the world. That's difficult in itself. How the hell did they die on their way down? I'll tell you how they died on their way down. Because their only motive, their only goal in life was to reach the summit of Mount Everest. So their preparation, right? Their practice, their discipline, their commitment was only to reach the summit of Mount Everest. And that's what they did. So in a sense, they succeeded. But they never practiced. They never prepared for the coming down once they reached the top. So that's why I'm going to tell you guys again. What do you do when they don't want you to win? I'm not going to tell you what you should do. I'm going to tell you what not to do. Right? Because you may use their energy as fuel to write your book. You may use their energy as fuel to start that business. But once that book is done, metaphorically, you reached Mount Everest. You succeeded according to what they didn't think you would do. So you did it. And once you wrote your book, you stopped. You gave up. You didn't do no marketing. You didn't do no promotion. You didn't do no launch party. Same thing for your business. What did you do? You used them as your fuel to start your business. So what did you do? You succeeded when you started the business. You was bragging, taking pictures, doing the videos of you showing that your business is now started. So what did you do? You got comfortable. You got lazy. Because in a way, you succeeded. But what I'm telling you is, you only use what they talk about as lighter fuel to add on to the fire. Some of y'all are using they as your only source of inspiration. And when you get it done, you get comfortable. Because you succeeded for them. So the moral of this story is, don't slow down. Don't give up. Keep pushing forward. Once you accomplish a goal, set your ass another goal. Because I'll tell you one thing about haters. I'll tell you one thing about them. They get tired. They get really tired. That's why if you look at your life right now, and you probably had some haters sometime in your lifetime, right? That told you they didn't want you to win. They didn't want you to win. If you look back and be honest with yourself, a lot of the haters that you had 5-10 years ago on projects you was working on, they're not even around no more. Because just like when you accomplish that goal, they disappeared. They don't like to follow you goal after goal after goal. They get tired. It's like asking a sprint runner to run a marathon. Usain Bolt is an extremely fast runner. I think he runs up to 30 miles per hour, maybe, give or take 5 miles. But Usain Bolt ain't going to beat Roger Bannister in a marathon race. Because he's not fit. not travel with you from goal to goal to goal to goal. They're not looking to stop your life. They're looking to stop your goal. And once you pass that goal, they eventually disappear. But they will only disappear, they only stick around if, and only if, you don't set another goal. Of course, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, when I set another goal, I'm going to have a new set of haters. You're right. But it's science. It's scientifically proven. New goals create new haters. But it's never the same ones. So if you can develop the habit of setting new goals, you'll never get tired of the current haters. Somebody wants me to fail right now, right? Somebody wants me to fail doing this video. But once it's done, they're on to the next person. Like, damn, he made it through. Damn, he made it through. Damn, he made it through? Who else can I bother? Or they'll try again for a new one. But eventually, they stop. Haters don't stop. New ones are created. New haters are created every day. The more goals you set for yourself. You open up your business. Eventually, you keep working your business. You set a goal. All right, this first month, we're going to bring in this amount of revenue. They're going to leave you alone. But then there's some new ones that's going to surface. Right? And they'll only be there until you accomplish that goal and set another one. The key is setting that next goal. So don't give up. Don't slow down. Don't sit down. Set a new goal. Now, let me touch on this real quick, because this goal setting thing, it's become a popular thing to not set goals and not want to set goals because you don't feel that you're going to achieve them, and you don't want to expose your goal and look like a fool once you don't achieve them. Let me tell you something about these goals that you don't want to set. For one, majority of people don't set goals. But for two, the most important thing about this goal setting is most people don't achieve their goal. Right? Most people won't achieve their goal. For you, you may say, I said I was going to get this business started by the end of February. But let's say your business didn't get started in the end of February. But let's say you got that loan. Let's say you put in a grant loan. You put in a few grant loans that month of February. That got you a little bit closer. You didn't hit your goal, right? But you accomplished some things that will eventually help you hit that goal. So what do you do when the month of February is over, right? You take your small winnings, and then March 1st, you set a new goal for yourself. Right? A new and improved goal for yourself. Don't sit down, man. Don't give up. I'll tell you, man, I know a lot of you don't want to hear this, because a lot of you see this, the shiny suits and the smoke and mirrors. I know a lot of you see that. So you may see some of your friends, you may see the people on television, you know, at a young age, making a lot of money, you know, buying the things that you want and you feel that you deserve. But the truth is, it's a fact that most of us, most of the most successful people throughout history have accumulated their success